Seasonal flu viruses circulate every year, infecting millions of people across age groups and lifestyles. Yet a consistent observation remains. While some individuals fall sick repeatedly with fever, body pain, and fatigue, others pass through flu seasons with little or no illness. This difference is attributed to immunity. The real explanation lies not in immune strength, but in immune regulation, immune memory, and nervous system balance. A common assumption is that people who get flu frequently are exposed more to viruses. Exposure matters, but in reality, exposure is nearly universal. Influenza and other respiratory viruses spread through shared air, surfaces, and close contact. Most people encounter these pathogens multiple times during a season. What differs is how the body responds after exposure. Many infections remain asymptomatic or mildly symptomatic because the immune system neutralizes the virus early, before it triggers widespread inflammation and immune reaction. To understand this, we need to look at how the immune system works. The immune system operates through multiple layers. The first line of defense, innate immunity, acts rapidly and non-specifically. This early response is efficient and well coordinated in people who rarely get seasonal flu. Viral replication is controlled quickly, often before the adaptive immune system needs to mount a large-scale response. In contrast, people who develop high fever and systemic symptoms often exhibit a delayed or dysregulated initial response, leading to excessive inflammation later. Fever, muscle pain, and fatigue are not caused directly by the virus, but by inflammatory molecules such as cytokines released by immune cells. One of the most overlooked factors in susceptibility to seasonal infections is the autonomic nervous system. The immune system does not function in isolation. It is tightly regulated by neural and hormonal signals. Chronic psychological stress, irregular sleep, and persistent mental overstimulation activate the sympathetic nervous system and elevate cortisol levels. While cortisol is anti-inflammatory in the short term, chronically elevated cortisol suppresses antiviral immune responses, particularly natural killer cell activity and mucosal immunity. People who rarely fall sick tend to have more stable sleep-wake rhythms, lower baseline stress hormones, better parasympathetic dominance. This nervous system stability allows immune responses to be precise rather than exaggerated or dysregulated. Respiratory viruses primarily enter the body through the nose and throat. The health of these mucosal surfaces plays a critical role in preventing infection. IgA antibodies, adequate hydration, and intact epithelial barriers can neutralize pathogens before they enter deeper tissues. Dry air, dehydration, mouth breathing, and chronic inflammation of the upper airway weaken this defense. Individuals with healthy mucosal immunity may also be encountering viruses repeatedly without ever developing noticeable illness. This explains why some people appear resistant, despite living in the same environment as others who fall sick frequently. Another factor contributing to reduced susceptibility to infection is immune memory. Repeated mild exposures to related viruses, especially earlier in life, train the immune system to respond faster and more efficiently. This does not mean frequent illness is desirable, but it does suggest that completely avoiding microbial exposure can limit immune adaptability. An immune system that has learned to recognize patterns responds better without having many symptoms. Many adults live with low-grade chronic inflammation due to poor sleep, metabolic stress, nutrient deficiencies, and mental overload. This constant inflammatory background reduces immune flexibility. When a virus enters such an environment, the immune system tends to overreact, producing pronounced symptoms. In contrast, people with low baseline inflammation experience a quieter, more controlled response. The idea of boosting immunity is scientifically inaccurate. Immunity does not need constant stimulation. It needs balance, timing, and regulation. An immune system that is always activated becomes inefficient, exhausted, and inflammatory. People who rarely get seasonal flu are not immune to viruses. Instead, their bodies detect threats early, respond proportionately, resolve inflammation quickly. This quiet efficiency is the real marker of immune health.